Hello, hello. We are 1 minute to 11, and today is my turn to share about Terrific Thursday. So, hi everyone, it's Sharon. And if you are watching, please click share to other people in this group as well. Hello, May. All right, it's 11 and we are going to start on time. Okay, hi everyone, I'm Sharon. And welcome to Terrific Thursday. Today we are going to talk about 5 tips to combat sinusitis. Okay, so I've been a nurse for over 20 years. I don't specialize in sinusitis, but we do have that issue in our family, and it's actually very, very common. I actually specialize on 2 things: renal dialysis, home dialysis, as well as wound care. But because my kids and we have got sensitivity, and for me, I get a lot of allergy, rhinitis. So I used to go through like half a box of tissue just in the morning, or when I'm very, very desperate, right? I actually use toilet paper. Okay. So what is sinusitis? Sinusitis is actually inflammation and infection of the sinus. And for us, we have it over here, cheekbone, behind our nasal, just in front of the brain, and then this whole area. Okay, there's a thin layer of mucus that will help to get rid of all the dirt and the pollutants and dust that we breathe in. But when someone has got sinusitis issue, there's a lot of production of this mucus, and it can cause blockage. So the person may be getting a blocked nose or super runny nose early in the morning, especially. There's a lot of facial pain when there's infection because there's a build-up of the mucus. And I always think that this mucus is like pus, because it is like pus because it's produced by the bacteria inside. So when it's bad, you get fever and definitely headache because it's all on this whole area. Okay, so people who get sinus issues, it can be physical issue, okay, that causes a blockage. Someone who is very sensitive to surrounding environment, like if just a bit more dust, a bit more pollutants, they get this sinusitis. So like during periods of haze, it gets very bad. For me, allergy, rhinitis, I'm sensitive to even change in temperature. Okay, so from cold to hot, I will start sneezing, and then this is when it gets all blocked up. So there are procedures for this, but what the procedure does is it will just handle whatever symptoms that you have. It's super painful because they run through like a wire thing through. They try to clear up the blockage, and even if there's minute bits of bone, they will actually get rid of all these things. So there's possibility of bleeding, pain post-surgery, and of course it's not a long-term solution because it does come back. So in Chinese, we always talk about treating the source of the issue and not just handling the symptoms. So I'm going to share with you what are the sources that we have within our new skin from a next range that's able to help us with this. Okay, so the other thing that some people might get during sinusitis is actually irritation of the throat, because the mucus will drip back and it irritates the lining of the throat as well. And so if a person gets repeated sinusitis more than 4 times a year, it's considered chronic. Okay, so it's a long-term issue, and you know that antibiotics is not something we want to take on a regular basis because it affects our gut health. And if we consume too much, there's a possibility of being resistant to antibiotics. And when we are older, there's going to be a huge issue when we are resistant to bulk of the antibiotics. Okay, so when I have sinusitis, one of the thing that I love to use is our spa. Okay, so I use this head together with the body shaping gel. I spread it on the area where the sinuses are, and I include the neck because of lymphatic drainage, okay, all the way to our collarbone, because over here is like the rubbish dump for where our lymph nodes clears. Okay, so once I apply it onto my face, setting is number 4 for this, and I will just press lightly from inside out. Okay, so I'll go according to the beat. Anywhere that I find that is a bit more painful, I will just rest it there for a bit more. Okay, and then I can just clear through here, down my neck, and then collarbone. Okay, so some of you who has picked up tips on how to open up the lymph nodes, you can do that first. Open up the lymph nodes and then you start clearing your sinuses. and then for here, just all the way right to the top. Okay. So this, because of the current and because of the gel, it's able to draw out some of the toxins that's built up in here. Okay, so this is very useful. I do it when I have pain. I usually do 2 sessions of it minimum. Okay, in the worst case scenario where the whole thing is so swollen and it's just too painful for you to even hold this and press it down, I experienced that. I actually use this, okay, because this one without moving, it has the pulsating current, and we don't use this on face, okay, absolutely no for face, but those of us who have got very, very bad sinus issue, like for me, what I did was I just place it lightly here, okay, I just wait for 3 to 4 beats, okay, and that's it. Then I'll go back to this and handle the rest because most of the time the pain is over here. So if the pain is over here, then I will just hold this here for about 3, 4 beats and that's it. I'll go back to this to drain the remaining area. Okay, so this is physical aid in helping to drain all the blocked mucus and everything, and it will help to reduce inflammation at the same time. So 2 things that helps with chronic sinusitis, it's immunity and handling inflammation. Okay, so a lot of times it's because the person's immunity is low or just more sensitive to trigger factors, and one of it is like stress, poor eating, poor sleep. So other than having adequate food, adequate water, a well-balanced food with all the micronutrients, definitely sleep. And then we introduce the spa. There is also our full range of supplements. Okay, so as I mentioned, immunity and inflammation, right? To handle inflammation and immunity, we need a very solid foundation, nutritional foundation, because we know that a lot of us don't eat properly, and we know that nutrients in fruits and vegetables has decreased over the decades. So as a basic foundation, we have Life Pack, or in this case, I take Life Pack Nano, and we know that fish oil, krill oil, like marine omega, omega optimum, all those reduces inflammation in the body. So we have this for foundation, this one for additional decrease of inflammation. And of course, with adequate antioxidants, minerals, all those, it helps with repair. So for adults, I would say this, or Life Pack plus marine omega. If it's for children, then it will be G3 if they are still in the liquid phase from 9 months onwards, or jungle mall. Okay, most of the time for kids, like for my own children, I pair this two together with marine omega. Okay, so this is to handle our immunity, to boost it up. Okay, the other one that is for boosting immunity, we actually have got 3. Tea green and reishi works very well together when it comes to immunity boosting. Okay, and we know that when we have things like eczema, sinus issue, it's a lot to do with how our genes is reacting. Our immunity system is actually low. So these 2 is paired very well for immunity boosting, tea green as well as reishi max. So even my children, right, I actually mix tea green into water and I get them to drink it. Of course, it's a bit, usually I do half dose for them. For us, like for me, when I've got bad sinus issue, I even gargle, and I know we used to say drink it down, right? But when I gargle and I find that there's a lot of mucus or a lot of bacteria in it, I actually spit it out so that I'm not ingesting additional bacteria. Okay, so the other one that's for immunity boosting is colostrum as well. Immunoglobulin G, which we produce. So if our immunity is low, this helps to boost it up. And for inflammation, other than the foundational Life Pack, Jungle Mall, or those, Span is a very, very good addition because we know that ingredients are like superhero, and every ingredient inside is and has got anti-inflammatory properties. And because it works from head to toe, right, we know for sure it works with those who has got chronic sinus issues. Okay, so this is a very good addition to it for those with sinus issues as well. Okay, so that's it today for Terrific Thursday handling sinus issues. If you've got any more questions, drop me a note. And tomorrow it's Fresh Friday. We have a new face. Tune in at 11 o'clock. Back to this JC3 again. All right. So thank you everyone for joining me this morning. Bye bye.